I'll never forget it. It was the opportunity of a lifetime, as you could probably imagine. It was 5 years ago, and America's Got Talent found me on YouTube doing my sleight of hand and tricks and all that, and they said, we want to invite you to come audition for season 9. We'll fly you straight to Hollywood. You don't have to do the weird auditions. You get to go straight to the celebrity judge stage. I was freaked out. I was like, this is awesome. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for, right? So they fly me out there. Now, I'm backstage, and I've always watched reality TV, and I've always wondered, what's it like, right? Have you ever wondered, like, what are those people going through? And there were cameras in my face. They were interviewing me. They were kind of like telling me, hey, pace around, look nervous. And I was like, okay, all right. Anything for you, America's Got Talent, sure. And so I'm backstage, and the host at the time was Nick Cannon. And I was like, oh, when he walked in, I was starstruck. And a little time went by, and he said, hey, you're on. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's on. And I am so jacked, all right? So I walk out from this side of the stage, and it's the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, 5,000 people. They're clapping. They're yoo-hoo, yes. And it just felt amazing. And they were sitting behind Howard Stern, Heidi Klum, Mel B, Howie Mandel. Talk about surreal, This was my moment, right? Have you ever been faced with that moment, where it's like, hey, everything you've worked for your entire life, come perform. Let's do this. And so you're like, I finally get to do it. The world finally gets to know who I am. So I do my thing. I do my best magic. I'm doing sleight of hand, and I'm just going to say I felt like I was crushing, right? I'm just nailing it. I finished up. The crowd goes crazy. And then in my mind, if you're like me, you blow things out of proportion like, oh, my gosh. I'm never going to be able to go into a coffee shop again without someone being like, it's Devin Henderson, the magician. Yeah. I'm seeing myself with like 1 million Instagram followers, and it's just like amazing. And I am so on cloud 9. And then I heard the sound that changed everything. You watch the show? I got X'd after I was done. And I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, I just crushed it. What's going on? I turned around, and one of the X's was lit up. So now I'm kind of like, what's going on? Well, it was Mel B who X'd me. And she said, Devin, what do you want from America's Got Talent? And I had to resist the urge to say, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. But I didn't. I thought that will spice things up a little too much. So I just kind of waited, and she goes, I was expecting something more spectacular. Oh, okay. Well, here's the deal. You only need 3 or 4 votes. I'm still good. One person doesn't like it. I don't care. And Heidi Klum loved it. Complete opposite. She said, that was amazing. How did you do that? And I'm thinking, awesome. Then Howard Stern went, and he said, I like what you did. I wish I could do a lot of that. He's actually a Magic fan. So I was like, yeah, this guy. Then he said, I'm not sure it really was the right choice for this venue. It was good, but it just didn't play big enough. And I started thinking, oh, that's not good news. Then Howie Mandel went. Guess what Howie said? My friends do that same thing better. Knife right there. Y'all, I got booted home. My big moment. After I brought it all, after I just did my most amazing thing, thinking this is going to change my career. This was the biggest ball drop of my career. I went home. I was borderline depressed. I felt like a failure. I wanted to quit magic. I wanted to throw my bag of tricks into the ocean. And I started pursuing other things like stand-up comedy. I thought, I'll get a new identity. I'll get through this. And it really messed with me. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you ever been there? It's not America's Got Talent, but it's like, someone's comparing you to someone else, or that's just not good enough, or just, I'm sorry, I can't work with you. That's just not what I'm looking for. It hurts. It's painful. It was not fun. But what I had to do is I knew I had to get out of that negative mindset. I had to spin it to something positive, and here's how I spun it, all right? AGT stands for America's Got Talent. I had to rebrand that name. So for me, now AGT stands for acceptance, grace, thankfulness. I had to accept what happened. I had to give myself grace for not doing the right thing. And I have to be thankful for the opportunity, because what I learned as I kept moving on is that it made me better. And that's what's cool about it, because the new AGT perspective has made me a more humble person. It's made me love people more fully. And most importantly, it's taught me it's okay to fail. You heard me, right? That it's okay to fail, because here's what that experience taught me. Failure is not a dead end. Failure is just a fork in the road. And when you experience these disappointments, you get to determine how failure is going to affect your performance moving forward. You can choose to let failure either make you or break you, hone you or own you, carry you or bury you. It's your choice. You can let it revitalize you or paralyze you, bless you or depress you. But most importantly, you can choose to let failure refine you, not define you. So y'all, when you hit these hard points in the road, may the forks be with you.